This is all Paul Butler's race to win. Carl Handwerk pushing Paul Butler to the win. Oh, they're side by side coming to the win.
Oh no! Oh no!
Anthony Kieswetter is your winner.
Legs are tied, whose hands are broken. Alone I try, with words unspoken. Silent cry, a breath is frozen. With blinded eyes, I fear myself. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, come by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Throat is dry, my vision's fading. I'm paralyzed and left here waiting, taking time. Just one step forward, won't lose my mind. I'm here to stay. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, come by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Do something about it or just stand there and bleed. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, come by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Legends rise.
I am Roland Johns. I am sim racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver the number 35, Stand Up to Cancer Ford. I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am sim racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driving the number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am sim racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am sim racing.
We are sim racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Core Premier Racing Series. And tonight we have the Battle of Little People on Dirt. That's right, these dirt midgets are going to be at Eldora, and it's going to be a blast tonight. Let's talk about a little bit about this series. So, hosts Carl Handwerk and Eric Andrews, title sponsor Mike Campbell. Thank you, Mike, for that. Broadcasting is done by Death by Moose Media, and commentary is done by yours truly, Randall Alvarez. And let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors for tonight's race. That's going to be TechNet, You're Buying Machine, Southern Heart Creations, Joka Graphics, and Mission Car Care. Thank you to all our sponsors for tonight's premiere series, and also to our broadcast sponsors. That's going to be Critical Hit Bass Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. All right, folks, we have 5 minutes left on practice. Right now, they're actually pulling straws for qualifying, so this is going to be interesting. This race is going to be a little bit different and more like an actual dirt track race. So we're going to be racing in heats, 2 heats. First heat's going to be 8 laps, and we're going to have 12 people, only 8 advancing from that heat. And then, oh, sorry. Sorry, there's a lot right here. So yeah, we're going to have, 8 lap heat for the first heat. Then we're going to have 12 people in that first heat, and 8 are going to advance. And then from there, we're going to have another heat, same things set up. And then it looks like we're going to have an LCQ. Top 4 is what we're going to take. And then feature is going to be 40 laps and a total of 20 drivers. So a lot going on there. Looks like we have a total of 15 out on the track. So everyone should be making it into the feature. The heat and the LCQ are going to be what's going to be determining their positions out on the track after qualifying, but definitely gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of little short races, and then a nice long race. Looks like these guys during practice are running about 17-18 second laps, which is a good split. Fastest guy out there right now is Willie Evernham, running a 17.201. So 17.021, which is a pretty decent time right there. So definitely something to beat. No one has really come too close to that, but you may be able to run a fast lap. Consistency is going to be key in tonight's race. Let's talk about some of the drivers, starting off with Willie Evernham. Looks like he's up there right now. We'll go ahead and lock onto him. Beautiful. As you can see, he's got a beautiful tool chest there. Let's see if we can... Oh, man, we're going to have to switch cameras. All right, no problem. We can do that. Let me just find a nice camera to get a good shot of these guys real fast. There we go. So, Willie Evernham up in front is going to be running in the number 19 NOS energy drink. And the person that just left right there, that's going to be Wes Fuller running in the Stamp to Cancer number 35. We have Carl Handwerk in the pits running the number 18. Let me double check something real fast. Make sure that's online. Yep, looks like we missed something. So let me give me a second. Got to reload these guys' paint schemes, and we should see it change up in a moment. There we go. All right, looks like Carl's the only one that's got a different paint scheme. We'll go over to Brandon Meltzer in the number 15. Looks like he's running that Indiana black and blue. Dalton Drummond's waiting for his paint scheme to load up. Terry Conda's in the number 32 Elk Grove Ford. Kevin Foster out on the track running the number 8. Don't see a new paint scheme on him. We'll see if that loads. Looks like he's running Ford Performance SRM on the side. Still loading for some of the other drivers out there. Nick Nickerson out on the track, also loading his paint scheme. Looks like he's going to be running... Looks like he's got a message on there for Plaid. We'll talk about that later. Oh, man. And then, oh, nice. A City number 9 throwback to Days of Thunder there. Way to go, Eric Andrews. Joshua Billiter was running I believe he had a Barbie number 3. We'll see if that continues. And then Matt Crockett running the number 10 Alpine Star. Beautiful paint scheme. But for some of the drivers, let's go ahead and walk through him again. Willie Evernham, he's been racing with us in Season 1. Good driver. Definitely a fan of the dirt track, so he should have an advantage out here definitely a big contender as his paint scheme loads. Wes Fuller out on the track. Wes has been with us since season 2. Wes races to benefit Stand Up to Cancer and also has his own donation page where you can, all proceeds go to Stand Up to Cancer. Very good driver. He's definitely improved a lot over season 2 as we get into, season 3. As we get into season 4, dirt isn't really his specialty, but he's definitely willing to fight it out here, and we'll see how he does out on the track as we get going. Carl Handwerk, the owner of the series, along with Eric Andrews. Both these guys, they put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. Carl's very good at pretty much, he's like a good general driver. Best way to put it. He's got a lot of time on the track with a lot of cars and knows a lot. So a wealth of knowledge for a lot of those drivers out there that don't know, that need some help. They can reach out to him and a couple of the other drivers that can really, give some a little bit of insight to point you in the right direction to really find your feet. And let's go ahead and get ready for qualifying. So they are going to be doing an open qual. We're just going to wait for whoever's going to come out right now. They're going to have to line up. And it looks like Terry Condas is the winner for the first qualifying round. Let's go ahead and stick with him. As you can see, these dirt midgets are no joke. They do hit up to 100 miles an hour on that straight and then come into that little corner, drop them to 80, 90 miles an hour, pitching it sideways. Front left tire is definitely lifting off the ground a bit. So you're driving on 3 tires for most of the time. Something that's kind of fun to do, and you'll see happen, is these guys will actually hit the wall. You can do pretty much wheelies on these things. They're pretty awesome. And I think who just rolled out there? Looks like Matt Crockett is hitting the field. All right, so qualifying time for Terry Condas is a 17.253. Nice time. Let's see what Matt Crockett can do. Matt coming across the line with an 18.854. Hopefully he's able to get enough speed to finish it off one more time. All right, looks like Carl Handwerk is next. Matt Crockett closing down his time to an 18.822, so he does have some time to make up, but that's okay. He's got the heats to really find his legs. A lot of these guys that make the qualifying time, they're gonna have to set all the heats. They're sit out of all the heats, which is gonna be tough for them. That means no track time, no practice. A lot of those guys that don't make it into the feature are gonna have a little more time to hit the track and find their feet out there and really discover the track and how it grooves in. Right now, the fastest laps are gonna be the first guys out there. The last guys are gonna have a little bit of trouble because the track is gonna blue groove in, and the outside is gonna get kind of treacherous. Carl Handwerk throwing down a 17.264, a little bit slower than Terry Condas there. And that should do it for him. A 17.168. Way to go. Just a mark over Terry Condas. And next we have Eric Andrews, the number 9. Nice clean entrance to start off his lap. Keeps it low, mid to low line. Here's where it counts. Can he keep the speed through? First lap, a 17.553. Wow, nice. He should be able to shave some more off that next lap. Let's see what happens. You can see he's really lifting that front left tire as he comes around the corner. And there we go, a 504 shaved off, looks like 0.005 of a second there. All right, looks like Dylan McDonald's next. Waiting on them to roll out right now. And there we go. Dylan McDonald running that Joker paint scheme. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen too much of racing from Dylan McDonald. I know he, for at least for me, he's new for season 4, but definitely a strong contender for some of the tracks out there. We'll have to see how he does over the season, over the 4th season for the Core Racing Series. But I believe he's going to be pretty good out there. He's been throwing down some pretty fast times. He's been keeping up with a lot of these guys out here on most of the tracks. So definitely a all-around good driver. We'll just see how it turns out for the rest of the season. And there we go, running a 17.335 for that first lap, and second lap qual, running that outside line, getting that speed. Can he carry it through? Woohoo, look at that, a 17.267. There we go. Right under Carl Handwerk there, and right ahead of, I believe, yep, Terry. Oh, no, right behind Terry Khanna, so he's sitting in 3rd right now. Next out on the track is going to be Nick Nickerson running in the number 85 white and black. Or black and white, however you want to think about it. Smart move, first lap on the outside line, build up some speed. Nick Nickerson has been with us since season 2, I believe. He's been one of the biggest contenders in a lot of these races. When he joined in season 2, he actually shocked a lot of the guys out there, threw some amazing times, beat some of the, you'd say, OG winners, and definitely threw a wrench into the mix, and has been a welcomed addition to the Core Premier Series. Always love to see him race and put up a good fight for 1st and 2nd and 3rd. You know, he's sometimes doesn't make it up there, but definitely a guy you can always count on to be riding up to that pole and doing his best out there. And it looks like he ran a 17.350. What a run. All right, next on the track is going to be Dalton Drummonds. Haven't seen too much of Dalton. I know he's going to be a consistent racer in the Season 4 series, so we'll see how it pays out for him. Definitely seen him racing, you know, high, I'd say upper mid-pack, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th position. Does set himself up for a good run for you know, the top 3, but sometimes, you know, he just makes small mistakes. You know, once again, Core is a tough series for a lot of people to race, especially the Premier Series. Oh, looks like he's done with his time. Ooh, look, Dalton running a 17.248, and on to Kevin Foster. We'll talk a little bit about Dalton later, but Kevin kicking out sideways. Kevin running a 17.406, and Wes is up next. Looks like they're speeding up qualifying. You don't get 2 laps now. We're running a little bit short on time, so they want to get everyone out there. And there we go, Wesley Fuller, way to go, 17.286. Next on the track is going to be Willie Evernham, running that number 19 NOS. Now let's see if Willie can knock all these guys out of there. He was throwing the fastest time in practice. Let's see if he can keep it up in qualifying. First lap is 17.337. And his second lap, a 17. Come on. Looks like he ran a 17.337, or he had a wall collision, and that was a discounted lap. That's a bummer. It's definitely fast, but not going to be in the top 4. And Brandon Meltzer running a 17.553 on a second. Way to go. And that's going to pretty much be everyone out there. We do have a couple of other guys that were running laps. This does split it up into heats, so they're going to get separate positions or separate sections as they run their qualifying times. So our qualifying times for tonight, they just wiped out. All right, let's just start the first heat and we'll go from there. All right, Willie Evernham. Looks like Carl Handwerk's out there. Dylan McDonald, Dalton Drummonds, Gregory Thompson, Eric Andrews, Anthony Keysweater, and Joshua Billiter. All right, once again, I'd like to thank our series sponsors, TechNet, Your By Machine, Southern Heart Creations, Joker Graphics, and Mission Car Care as we get ready for the green flag to drop. Everyone out there, if you haven't subscribed or liked, please do that. It helps me out a bunch. We made the 400 mark, now to go for 500. But let's stop talking about that and let's get ready for racing. Alright, folks. Pace car should be off. Nope, still there. It's got one more lap. Should be towing off right about now. Pace car's off. And the green flag is dropped. Let's go. First heat of the day. Looks like Willie Evernham taking the mid-inside line and Dylan McDonald taking the outside of him, and the number 4 trying to drive that inside line. Oh, that's a tough one, especially with these dirt midgets. Dalton Drummond's doing his best to stay relevant in the inside, but really the speed is going to be on the outside right now. As you can see, Dylan McDonald running the outside line. Willie Evernham having to fight with Carl Handwerk as Carl Handwerk is trying to just get a nose in on him, send it on the outside. There we go. Willie doing a good job, trying to a little bit of, there we go. Yep, cut it on the inside a little bit, get a little more speed. You can definitely ride it on the inside just a tad bit, but what's going to happen is Dylan McDonald's going to have that speed out there. So you're going to have to set yourself up for a slide job, try and get yourself in front of him. And that is definitely going to be hard to set up with these midgets. Oh, Willie getting just a little too close. Willie doing his best, trying to cut that inside line and keep that speed going. That's probably the more difficult position to drive, is to drive that inside line. He's going outside and diamonding across. He's got some speed to him, but definitely not able to keep the position with McDonald there. Carl Handwerk getting close, but no dice every single time. Willie's coming up into his line. And these open wheel dirt midgets are also something you have to be careful of. You know, you can drive close to someone, but the moment you guys' wheel touch, you're going to pop over. Willie with a nice slide job up to the front. Dylan McDonald. Oh, and we have contact. Can Carl Handwerk save it? Oh, no, he's going to stiffen up. Oh, contact with Willie Evernham. And he is spinning. 2 laps to go. Checker, or nope, yellow flag is out. Dylan McDonald's on top of his roof right now. Oh, boy, that is not good. So, like I was saying, these open wheel cars, you get sideways, you connect with someone, and you're gonna pop up. And it gets pretty violent pretty fast. You saw there with Willie Evernham and also Dylan McDonald. So we'll see what happens out there. All right, looks like Carl Handwerk is giving himself an EOL. So he's dropped to the back of the line, which is going to put Dylan McDonald, Dalton Drummonds up in front, Gregory Thompson right behind him. Good to have Gregory out in the track. And Eric Andrews is going to be riding in 4th, Joshua Billiter in 5th, and Carl Handwerk is going to be riding in 6th place. Looks like Willie is in the pits. He might have too much damage to go back out, and Anthony Keyswood is going to be riding in 8th, who just came back onto the track. Looks like he had some stuff to take care of. All right, for this restart, let's go ahead and lock on to Dalton Drummonds there, and we'll ride along with him. Dalton Drummonds, 2 laps to go. Has to chase down McDonald right now. Looks like the whole pack is right behind him, so it's going to be these 2 guys going toe-to-toe right now if he can catch up to him. And into the finishing lap. McDonald still up in front. And oh my gosh, Dalton Drummond's trying to close that gap. Oh man, let's go ahead and get that on a quick replay. That was insane. All right, folks, here we go. You can see right now. And there we go. Dalton setting in that slide job, goes in on the inside. McDonald sees that, drops down, gets in front of him. What a solid move. Beautiful driving there by McDonald. Dalton, you did good out there, but just did not have the timing for that. Way to go, guys. All right, and we're back live. So out in the track right now for heat number 2, we have Nick Nickerson, Randy Post, Terry Condas, Wesley Fuller, Kevin Foster, Brandon Meltzer, and Matt Crockett. Once again, I'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors. That's going to be Critical Hit Bass Lures and also Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. All right, folks. Pack is lining up. And we have the green flag for heat number 2. Nick Nickerson up in the lead. Randy Post right behind him. Oh, and we have our first accident on the track. Looks like a couple of these guys caught each other coming around that corner, and the caution is out. Let's get over to our Critical Hit Bass Lures caution report and find out what happened. Oh, bummer. That is a big bummer. All right, here we go. So you're gonna see Terry Condas coming into the corner. It looks like he missed shift, or actually no, you don't have. You only have one gear with these things. Looks like he just did not have the speed, and Wes Fuller just came into the back of him. Yep, came up into the driving line, and oof, that's an ouch. Luckily, these guys will be okay, and hopefully we can get them back out the track in time. All right, here we go. First lap caution of the heat. It happens. Dirt midgets. This is dirt track racing too, so get used to it. But our lineup is going to be Kevin Foster up in front. Oh, no. Looks like Nick Dickerson up in front. Kevin Foster's going to be on his outside. Randy Post right behind him. Wesley Fuller, Brandon Meltzer, Matt Crockett, and then Terry Condas. Looks like he's still in the pits. Hopefully he's able to get out there in plenty of time, but probably not. These guys want to save their faster pairs. They only get one. So you just got to let it happen. All right, for this restart, we're going to go ahead and ride along with Kevin Foster up in front right now. Nick Nickerson up in front. Randy Post getting around him. And these guys are screaming by right now. Randy Post trying to close the gap between Nick Nickerson. Nick's got a great lead right now and does not want to give it up. As you can see, I'm riding in the back right now. Oh, and another caution is out. Let's see what happened. All right, here we go, folks. So, as you can see, we have the number 15 coming up behind Kevin Foster. Sends that slide. Oh, he tightens up a little bit. Can't over-rotate, or can't rotate himself to break himself. Oh, flips himself and then catches Matt Crockett. Oh, what a rough run. Hopefully someone's able to flip him over. And that was our critical hit fast lures caution report. Let's get back to live racing. Nick Nickerson should still be out in front. Randy Post needs to queue up on that launch. Last time Nick was able to get away from him and maintain that distance, but I think if he's able to pretty much, you know, hit the gas either a little bit before him or right when he goes, he should have the jump on him. But Nick has been running away with it, so we'll see what happens. All right, folks, lights are off. Truck should be going in. And we are green once more with 5 laps to go. Nick Nickerson with a good launch. Randy Post trying to queue up behind him, taking the inside line. Nope. Slides it out to the outside. He's trying to set that inside run up, but I think he needs to prep himself up on the outside run. You just kind of maybe take 2 more laps on the outside, catch up with Nick Nickerson, and then just do what Nick did right there. Drop in low and use that speed to carry you through. But, you know, you're in the racing moment. You got to choose what you're comfortable with. And at least Randy's staying relevant and in the running with him. As you can see, Randy Post up in front, 2 laps to go. Trying to catch Nick Nickerson. Nick, great diamond off the corner. Oh, and he just overslides just a tad bit. As we come into the final lap. And through the finish line, Nick Nickerson is going to take the checkered flag, and Randy Post is right behind him in second. Kevin Foster finishing in third. Great top 3 right there. And our 4th is going to be Wesley Fuller as he rides the outside wall. Way to go, guys. Let's get ready for the LCQ and get these guys up and running. All right, folks. Looks like we're going to be skipping the LCQ since we do not have more than 20 drivers and no need to run that. But we are going to actually have a quick chat with Carl Handwerk, one of the racers and owners of this league. Carl, how you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. I still feel a little upset of the heat race there. I think the three of us, me, McDonald, and Willie, had a hell of a battle through there, and kind of wanted to see what it would have done through the whole thing, but just kind of bad.
Yeah, you
bad
guys
circumstances and
caught tires and popped up.
Yeah, yep. I feel bad. I mean, I tried to back out of it the whole way and just slid all the way up the track, but it's a heat race. Everybody's in it, so no.
Yeah,
I guess no harm, no foul yet.
And also at the same time, it's a little bit of dirt racing, and with these midgets, you know, as you can probably attest to, and a lot of these guys can attest to, the moment you're in that corner, all you can really control is over churning and trying to break yourself, or not churning at all and tightening yourself up to send yourself on a slide job to the outside. So there's not much control if someone's in front of you or sliding up into you. You kind of, once you commit, you got to stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much hits the nail on the head. I mean, you know, once you go into the corner, your line is pretty much set. I mean, you can control it a bit with the, you know, throttle braking, turning, you know, whatever it is. You can control it a little bit. Like if you go in high, you can get off the gas a bit and maybe come down low off the corner. But other than that, your entry pretty much determines how you're going to run the entire corner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, see a lot of guys spinning out here in practice here. But I mean, first heat, you know, we had some great racing. Even the second heat, you know, some good racing there. So yeah. I'm looking forward to this feature. No,
I think we're going to see some good racing overall. Looking at both heats right now in the sense of how they turned out. Nick Nickerson was on the gun on those restarts. I know you guys were a little late with the truck dropping. And Willie was behind you guys on the, like, you know, McDonald was doing pretty well out there. So do you think some of the slower guys, like I think McDonald had a slower time than you guys, but was able to keep up in the front? We're going to see that pay off, kind of like more consistent times throughout the whole track.
I think it's going to be a track position. You know, it's really going to be making sure you're in the right spot at the right time to make the pass, because passing is going to be at a premium. And it's almost, you know, kind of just running your race, staying behind that guy and hoping you can catch him when he, you know, makes a little bit of a slip up. But it's also going to be really interesting to see how this track develops throughout the 40 laps, because the groove is going to start in one spot, it's going to move up to another spot, it's probably going to move to another spot. You know, it's going to be all over the place. So it's really all about you know, kind of adapting your race line throughout every lap, basically.
And I want to correct myself. It's Dalton Drummond's, not McDonald's. My bad. That was the heat one. Yeah.
McDonald was in the first heat. Yeah.
He was, but Drummond's was up ahead with you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it was. Yeah, but I agree with you. It's going to be one of those lines. I'm seeing kind of two styles break out right now. We have what Willie and Nick like to do, which is ride the outside wall, which I honestly think is right now the fastest line until we start getting to a late race where we're going to see these guys have a really grooved in field and a lot of blue grooving. That's where you're going to see a lot of the speed. But some of the guys are actually starting to drive that like kind of inside line or the late race line early off the bat, which I don't know if that's the best idea.
No, I mean, it could just be, you know, kind of setting it up and seeing and feeling out the track how it is right now. But yeah, I think, you know, the middle to high line will probably be the fastest towards the beginning, and then it'll slowly work all the way up to the top, and then eventually it's going to get to the point where, you know, it's risk reward. You know, it's still maybe fast up at the top, but you know, you tap that wall at all and
you're out.
Bye.
Yeah, and there's a couple drivers out there, I believe you included. It's going to be a tough one, but you guys can kind of ride that edge. But it's one of those things where you make a minor hiccup and you're completely gone. There's no forgiveness in that one. Where right now in the beginning there's some forgiveness, but I know we're finishing up the warm up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you back once again. Thank you for coming down to the booth.
Absolutely.
And
we'll try and get this
trackman.
Yep. We'll try and get this core racing dirt midget on the podium and talk to you again.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. All right, that was Carl Handwerk, the number 18, host of this series. along with Eric Andrews. Just wanted to talk to him about the race, make sure that we were jumping directly to the feature and not doing the LCQ. Just wanted to verify that and have a small little conversation before we get into the race. Warm-up is over, gridding is ready, and let's run through the drivers. All right. We have in 4th place right now, Randy Post, running that Hyper Racing Hoosier, Lucas Oil. Speaking of Lucas Oil, if anyone hasn't been watching the Lucas Oil or on Mav TV right now, I was watching that before the race. Pretty awesome. Have a lot of racers actually that race for the short course series that I broadcast that are actually Lucas Oil drivers, and they're racing out in Glen Helen tonight, and I was watching a little bit of that. It's pretty awesome to see those guys out there, and I hope they do well. Dylan McDonald up in front, running number 1 in that 38. Heath Ledger Joker Graphics, but Joker paint scheme. And once again, Nick Nickerson running that black and white. Thank you, Nick. Dalton Drummonds running the Driven Motorsports and something Sim Chassis. Randy Post, we talked about him. Carl Handwerk running that Core Racing paint scheme. Kevin Foster running that Ford Performance. Joshua Billiter out there in the number 3 Butter Beans Cafe. Beautiful paint scheme. Wesley Fuller in the 35 Stamp to Cancer. Eric Andrews in the City number 9. Brandon Meltzer in the number 15 Indiana Racing Team. We have Gregory Thompson running the iRacing number 8 or 08. Terry Conda's in the number 32. Looks like Southern Pacific Farms. Willie Evernham in the NOS Energy Drink. Matt Crockett in the Alpine Star number 10. Vegas Strong, Liquid Death. And Anthony Keysweater running the number 34 All Black. All right, folks. That is it. Lights are out. Let's get these guys to the green flag and watch some racing. Pace car's off. And we are green, green, green with 40 laps to go at Eldora. And off the bat, Nick Nickerson playing a little loose there, able to get around those guys. Dalton Drummond's trying to drive that inside line. McDonald trying to keep control on the outside. Randy Post and Carl setting themselves up for a run. And Carl Handwerk diving on the inside, going for a little bit of a slide job. And we have a rotation out in the back. Let's get over to our caution report. Looks like Anthony Keysweater rolling himself. Nope, take that back. I think that was another driver. Let's find out what happened. All right, here we go, folks. Critical Hit Bass Lures, caution report. Watching Dylan McDonald right now. Driving the corner. Doing a good job. Uh-oh. Stiffens up, catches the wall, and pops himself over. Oh, man. Hopefully he's able to get back out on the track in time, but he's definitely going to need a tow for that one. And that was our Critical Hit Bass Lures caution report. Thank you to them for sponsoring that section. We are back with the live scene. What a run. Good restart by a lot of the drivers out there. Sucks to see McDonald have that issue coming in the corner, but that's part of running the outside line, is you're going to get into that fluff, and you're going to pretty much, it's like tightening up. You pretty much can't go anywhere. You're going to turn the wheel. It doesn't want to turn. You want to give it throttle. It's just going to, it's going to try and spin on you, but you're not going to have much to play around with it. So it's really tough. Preferably, I like to drive the mid-high line. That's where I find the most speed for myself. I'm not good enough to drive the outside line on the edge of that pretty much the marbles, or I don't know the exact term for it, but pretty much what happens is as these cars are driving, they're pushing all the dirt to the outside. You can see the darker line, and that pretty much is just a very fluffy pile of mud and dirt and rubber, and it is loose. You want to be right on the edge of that for speed, but not touching it. And here we go. Pace car's off. Green flag's out. Nick Nickerson on the punch. Carl Handwerk right behind him. Randy Post diving in on the inside. Carl driving the outside line with Drummonds behind him. Kevin Foster and Meltzer both trying to drive the inside. They're looking for that opening to push themselves up there. You can't drive the outside just because of position. You might as well try and drive the inside. It is a lot tougher to keep the speed, but it's possible. Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, great crossover by both those drivers. And the caution is out once more. Let's get over to our Critical Hit Bass Lures caution report. All right, here we go, folks. Following the number 9, Eric Andrews. Oh, looks like he contacts with Joshua Billiter. Let's get that one more time. Yep, slide job. Contact. Sends himself into the wall. And that was a critical hit. Bachelor's caution report. Sucks to see that Eric Andrews threw a slide job and someone was in the position. That's the scary part about slide jobs. You don't know if someone's going to be out at that corner. And like we were talking with Carl, you set yourself up for a run. You're going to pretty much pitch it, and you can't really do much about it. You're going to send it. Hopefully no one's in your way. And it's tough to see someone out of the corner, especially if you're setting up that much speed and you're throwing yourself out there. You know, it's kind of a little bit of timing. It's a little bit of luck, and just luck wasn't on his side that time. All right, folks. Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk going at it. Dalton Drummond's doing a good job keeping up with them. We're going to actually ride along with Dalton for this restart. Luckily, this GoPro camera has not been getting muddy. It's definitely right in the wheel, right in the direction of where the mud should be kicking off, but we've been pretty lucky with it. And there we go. Green flag is out. Nick on the gun, driving that inside line. Looks like Carl Handwerk on the outside. Ooh, looks like we have a little bit of contact back there. But everything is clean. That was actually, I want to say, between Wesley Fuller and possibly Kevin Foster. But Kevin doing good driving the inside line. That's a tough place to stay fast. Randy Post driving the midline. Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson. Looks like Carl, oh, sending it to the outside wall. Whoa, watch yourself there. Nick driving that sharp apex. Oh, Dalton Drummond's caution's out. Looks like he's being spun around. Let's get over to that critical hit bachelor's caution report and see what happened to him. All right, here we go. Riding along with Dalton Drummond right now. You're going to see him coming out of turn 1, exiting turn 2, and tries to correct it, touches the wall, and he is out of there. And that is going to be it for our critical hit bachelor's caution report. And we are back live. Nick Nickerson still in the lead. Carl Handwerk right behind him. Randy Post running in 3rd. Kevin Foster in 4th. Brandon Meltzer in 15th. Wesley Fuller in 6th. Willie Evernham in 7th. Anthony Keysweater in 8th. Terry Connas in 9th. Eric Andrews in 10th. Gregory Thompson in 11th. Dylan McDonald in 12th. Joshua Billiter in 13th. Matt Crockett in 14th. And Dalton Drummond's in the pits right now, riding in 15th. He had such a good run, but you have to be careful on those exits. He just overcorrected himself, and the open wheel cars, you touch that wall, it's going to pop you around. There's no room for mercy there. Lights are off, folks. This only means one thing. We're going to be going green as this pace car drops off. Let's get ready for the restart. And we are green, green, green once more. Nick Nickerson on the inside. Carl Handwerk taking the outside, Randy Post. And looks like a couple of other drivers are also driving that inside line. Oh, looks like Kevin Foster sending it up a little bit, making a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Willie Evernham trying to race his way back up the field. He's fast. He's got one of the fastest times. But he's got a lot of drivers he's got to work himself around. Oh, Kevin Foster having to touch on those brakes a little bit. Carl Handwerk neck and neck with Nick Nickerson driving that mid-inside line. He sends it, but Nick's going to have the rebuttal as he dives in on the inside. And the caution is out. Oh, no. All right, let's hit that critical hit Bachelor's caution report and find out what happened. All right, here we go. Looks like Brandon Melter out on the track. Drives it into the corner. Oh, clips the inside barrier. Oh, and Dylan McDonald, another rough run of luck, clipping Brandon Melter turned sideways. That is a bummer, folks, but let's get back to live scene and keep up with the racing. And we are back. Carl Handwerk is going to be running, looks like he's up in P1 right now. First position, first place. He got lucky with that inside. As the caution came out, he was right in front of Nick Nickerson before Nick could cross over and get that rebuttal. So timing was on his side, but lo and behold, one of our fastest times out there, Willie Evernham, is riding in fourth now, and this is what he needed. He needed that caution to come out so he can pack up again and get that chance to jump up and maybe grab another 2 positions. Or 3. We'll see how it pays out for him. Once again, I'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors for this race. Series sponsors. That's going to be TechNet, Your Buying Machine, Southern Heart Creations, Joker Graphics, and Mission Car Care. Also to Mike Campbell for sponsoring the season, being the premier sponsor. We appreciate it. Pace car should be dropping off. And we are green, green, green. Carl sliding up to the outside. Randy Post looking for that inside run. And the caution is out once more. Looks like we had a rough restart there. What a bummer. Let's get over to that critical hit pass lures caution report and find out what happened. All right, as we get back to the live scene, you're going to see Wesley Fuller right now come out of the start. Oh, clips the wall, throws himself onto Eric Andrews in the number 9. And luckily everyone else is okay, but ooh, that is a dizzying experience. Hopefully he's okay out there and we can get him back on the track. That was a difficult restart. And here we go, folks, back live on the track right now. Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson, Randy Post, and Willie Evernham rounding out our top 4. But some people to keep an eye on, Gregory Thompson. A driver to kind of always keep in your eye. Kind of like Kevin Foster. Kevin's not really a dirt track guy, so when it comes to road, plate tracks, and some of the other oval stuff, that's Kevin's wheelhouse. But Gregory Thompson I've seen do really well on dirt. He drives trucks pretty well, and he's pretty well-rounded too. So definitely another driver to keep on. He's not the fastest out there, but definitely consistent and throws down consistent times. And when you're a consistent driver and you're riding in 4th, 5th place, that is a sweet spot to snag a win when someone makes a mistake. And there we go. Green flag is out again. 26 laps done. Nope. 23 to go. Or sorry, 13 to go as Carl Handwerk takes up the front. Randy Post and Nick Nickerson going at it. Willie Evernham doing what he does, drive that outside line. That's what we want to see. We're going to go ahead and ride along with him for a little bit. Oh, Randy over-rotating himself into that corner. That is going to be Willie Evernham's opportunity. Oh, and a caution is out again. That is tough. Willie needs a nice run to get going. Let's get over to that critical hit Bachelor's replay and find out what happened. Oh no, I think I gave him the broadcaster's curse. Gregory Thompson collides with the outside wall out of turn 4. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Greg. That was probably on me. As we can see it one more time. Tap, tries to recover. Oh, sends himself in. That's sad to see. Definitely a good contestant, and I want to see him on the track up in the front. And that was our critical hit bass lures caution report. Let's get back to the live scene. I'd like to do a huge shout out to all the drivers that did not make it to this race. I know you guys have other things going on. Wish we could have you guys out on the track, but I hope you guys are having a good time watching the broadcast. Thank you guys for tuning in and spending the time to support these guys. We all appreciate it. And for everyone out there that is also watching the broadcast, friends, family, people that aren't related, we appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. These guys try to put the best show they can on, and it's been an enticing one right now. We have had a couple cautions, but I think we're going to see a good battle break out for these last 9 laps. Willie's definitely got an eye for it. Nick Nickerson, Randy Post, those 3 guys you want to keep in your sights right now. They're going to try and drive their way up the field in these last 8 laps as we come around. Pace car's off, and here we go. Green, green, green. Oh, no, another caution's going to be... Oh, no, he recovered himself. Up in front, Willie making his jump. He's in 3rd place now. Can he get around Nick Nickerson? Nick also likes to drive a similar line. Carl driving the outside. Oh, cuts in front of Nick Nickerson. That was a breath away from an accident. Willie. Oh, nice control on the outside, on the inside. Now driving the outside line, looking for that speed. All 3 drivers taking a different line as we come into 5 laps to go. Looks like Willie's dropped off a little bit. You can see the track's blue grooved in quite a bit. Randy Post trying to get it back his position. And there we go. Good pass up in front. And the caution is out. Oh, man. 5 laps to go. Let's get over to that critical hit bass lures caution report and find out what happened. Oh, and we're having a bad run of luck for Gregory Thompson tonight as he throws a slide job, over rotates, and sent himself into the wall. That is a bummer. Looks like he also may have broken an arm there. Yep, he's having a hard time steering. I usually find it's pretty easy if you pump the brakes and gas it, you can get yourself back out there. These sprint midgets have a really hard time turning. It's kind of weird. They like to ride on 1 or 2 tires. But let's get back to the live scene. Up in front, Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson, Randy Post, and Willie Evernham. These top 4 guys, they're going at it. They're going to have only a couple laps to go, so gloves are off. Let's see what happens. We're probably going to see a couple slide jobs get released out there. These last 3 laps to go. So this is going to be tough. Yeah, I wish you guys were out here. These dirt midgets are a blast to drive. They're actually one of my favorite cars. I'm finding myself really, really loving dirt oval racing. Wasn't a huge fan of it when I first saw it, but now I can't get enough of it. And here we go, folks. Time for me to shut up and for these guys to race it out. Music's off. Green flag drops. 3 laps to go. Going into 2. Randy Post taking the inside line. Carl Handwerk on the outside. Nick Nickerson. Oh, throwing a block on Willie because he just slid up there. And the caution is out. No. We are going to go to a green-white checkered situation right now. Let's get over to that critical hit pass lures caution report and find out what happened. All right, going live. Watch the number 4 Dalton Drummonds. Oh, Anthony Keysweater comes up a little bit, catches Dalton Drummond's, and pops him up into the wall. That is a bummer. And we're going to go back live. Looks like Dalton is out of the race. Hate to see that. And then for our broadcast sponsors, once again, I'd like to thank them, Cricklet Bass Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Definitely appreciate the help from them. And for everyone out there, thank you for tuning in. This is getting ready to close up the race. And I'm excited to say, even though we've had cautions, we've had a lot of really good driving out there. That front pack is definitely fighting for position. Looks like Willie able to get around Randy Post. Now he's got Nick Nickerson to jump around and Carl Handwerk. Can he do it in 2 laps? I don't know. He's fast, though. We're talking about hundredths of a second faster than both these drivers. So there's an opportunity for it. He just needs to get that right line and get that good run. But now that the track is grooved in and it's going to tighten up for a lot of the racing and where they're going to go. Can he control it on the outside? Can he keep the speed? We'll find out. As the pace car drops in, we are green, green, green once more. Willie Evernham trying to get up next to Nick Nickerson, driving that inside line. Nick's on the outside, riding that blue groove. So is Carl Handwerk. 2 laps to go. Willie finding himself driving up again. Oh, he's losing some of the speed. Oh, we got contact and another caution. That looks like that was McDonald. Nope, white flag is out. No caution is coming. Over rotation by Nick Nickerson. Willie also getting caught up in that. Oh my gosh. Carl Handwerk up in the front. Randy Post and Brandon Meltzer's able to sneak away, and that is going to be our finishing lineup. What just happened? Let's get that on a replay, because that was insane. Wow. We're going to take it from Brandon Meltzer's perspective. I want you guys to see what he saw as he drove through. All right, here we go, folks. We see Nick Nickerson up in front. We have Willie Evernham. They're going for it. Randy Post drops in front of him. And Nick, oh, you can see him skipping, scoops up Willie Evernham. And there it is. It's Brandon Meltzer, Randy Post up in front. Wow. Talk about having luck on your side. 2 consistent drivers biting the big one at the end. Congratulations to Brandon on that. That was awesome. And we are back live. Carl Handwerk throwing some victory loops. Well, now we can't get him onto victory lane. That's a bummer. Guess we're going to have Kevin Foster fill his spot. Maybe? No? These cars are so hard to turn sometimes. It's pretty fun. All right, what a run by a lot of the drivers out there. Let's go ahead and pop down the results for tonight's race. Carl Handwerk taking first place, second place. Brandon Meltzer sneaking away with that. What a great run by him. Randy Post taking third. Solid run throughout the whole race, riding in fourth. Third place the whole time, and then getting himself up there. Terry Conda's taking fourth. Kevin Foster finishing fifth. Wesley Fuller in sixth. Joshua Billiter in third. Eric Andrews in eighth. Anthony Keysweater in ninth. Matt Crockett in 10th. And for the rest, looks like we're going to have Willie Evernham in 11th. Nick Nickerson 12th. Dylan McDonald 13th. Gregory Thompson in 14th. And Dalton Drummond's in 15th. Hate to see that, because those last 5 guys were some of our fastest out on the track, and they got caught up in some messes out there. That is definitely rough to see, but let's get these guys up into the booth and talk to them about how the race went for them. All right, looks like Randy Post is not gonna be up here. He has to be up in a couple hours. So great job out there. And oh wait, nope, that was someone else. Looks like Post is not going to be making the chat, so we're going to go ahead and pull up Brandon Melter, our second place finisher, and go from there. And we have our second place finisher, Brandon Melter. I believe that's how you pronounce it, in the number 15. What a run, dude. You snuck away with a second place finish after both Nick Nickerson and Willie Evernham got caught up in that. How does that feel?
When I came out turn 4 and I saw that I was in second place, I had absolutely no idea how it happened. I saw some incident on the white flag lap going into turn 1. I knew I was going to get at least a couple spots there. But yeah, when I came out turn 4, Randy was right behind me. I was like, holy crap, where am I at right now?
Yeah, no, I was surprised Randy wasn't able to get around you, because you guys were neck and neck, and then just looks like you had that inside line and slid up right in front of him, and he just couldn't get around you.
I started on the inside line on that last restart, and I knew I was just going to stick there, just to stay everybody's way and everything like that, because I had not race as clean as I wanted to out race. I was just going to stick into the inside line and see what happened towards the end, but it kind of worked out, I guess.
No, it worked out very well. You got lucky there, but you had a good race throughout, some of the heats and also the main race. So it definitely wasn't, a bad situation for you. You were driving mid pack most of the time, making your way up there and then dropping back a little bit. How was this your first time driving the dirt midgets?
Yeah, this is my first time ever driving the midget in track. So it was
you looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any other experience driving any dirt oval?
I run some limited officials sometimes every once in a while, but in other like sprint cars and all like that, I'm just not very good at it really. There's kind of someone trying to learn, so that's why this league is really, really cool to kind of get everything throughout the schedule. So it's a challenge for all of us drivers.
Yeah, I find the sprint cars are a lot of fun. They kind of ride just like the super late models on the dirt. They're just really touchy and it's I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I feel like the super late models are a little more loose, which is kind of funny, but I haven't really driven any of the bigger sprint cars, so I'm just dipping my toes into it, and I've been really liking it. But you did good out there, man. Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
No, I'm riding solo in this league. Now that school's starting back up, and my job's starting back up after the whole pandemic, so just driving every once in a while, kind of flying solo. So.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming out, dude. I definitely appreciate you on the track, and you've been doing a good job this season, and hopefully you keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Hey, Randy, you ready?
Cool.
All right. Looks like Randy Post decided to show up. Our third place winner, the number 54. Randy, what a run. You had me pretty much biting my nails the whole time. I saw you fighting with Willie for a while. That run, you were trying to get on Brandon. You were up and relevant up in the whole race, just didn't have that extra step. What do you think was kind of holding you back a little bit?
I was just riding. I was just comfortable. I'm not going to, I got into Willie, but, I'm not going to, sit there and, especially with guys that, don't run these cars very often, I'm not going to sit and try and push it very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just content.
No, that's a smart thing to do, though. Just sit in that spot and kind of drive that fast line, but very consistent line. Saw you trying to drive that's very, I guess, run the outside, drop in, take the inside line a little bit, keep kind of standard. Is there a reason you didn't want to drive the outside line, or just you're always kind of starting on the inside?
I was just telling Carl, every time I got to run and I wanted to run the line I wanted to run, somebody was either there or the caution would come out. So
yeah,
I was just find somewhere that I could not be around people and make passes, because like I said, if these guys don't run these cars very often, I'm not going to trust them. So
no, it makes sense. Yeah, got to keep yourself alive so you can snag that finish.
Yep.
Well, way to go, man. Anyone you want to shout out?
Just Carl and all the admins. Haven't had a very good run lately here, and this definitely helped out. So just thanks for putting it all on, and thanks for you doing the broadcast and everything. And yeah.
Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate you having out here, but I think you're going to have a better run when we get into the super late models at Myrtle Beach. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Bush Clash, so we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you next race.
All right, yeah, you too.
All right, folks, we have our first place winner, the number 18, Carl Handwerk. What a run. You and Nick Nickerson going at it. Nick touching the inside wall, ruining his race.
Yeah,
and then you running away with it.
That was a shame to see that, he was up there the whole time, and then, a little spin out right there. Not only takes out him, but takes out Willie as well. And, Willie should have probably been up there at least for, a top 5, if not a top 3, by himself. But
yeah,
hate to see that for them. But I mean, it seemed like in the beginning, it's, as soon as I finally got a run on him, caution. And then I get a run on him again, caution. But
yep.
I think it was the second caution or the third caution, whatever it was.
You got lucky. You had that slide job that put you in front of him. The caution came out right as he was recovering it.
Yeah, well, the caution before that, I did the exact same thing. It's just his crossover squeaked by me right when the caution came out. So this time, I must have had a freaking, I don't know, little chunk of dirt on my my front bumper to get him on that one.
Something.
But no, I mean, it was a hell of a race. I found a little bit in like right at the end of practice and or qualifying, I think it was, where it seemed like everybody was either going high or low when it came to the two sets of corners. And
yeah,
for me, it seemed like the fast line was actually high in 1 and 2, and then either middle or low in 3 and 4. And that's honestly what kind of gave me the advantage to be able to run down Nick and be able to get by him. But yeah, I mean, hate to see the decent amount of cautions that we had tonight, but all in all, I think there was some good racing, and hell to see Mettler come up there and finish second. I mean, I'm just kind of watching some of the replay here, and he's 6th, I think, coming to the white flag, and
yeah,
it's a hell of a run up there. So
yeah, you gotta watch firsthand Nick catch the inside wall and then open up in front of him and just dive through the inside. Oh man, that's tough.
And like I said, it sucks for him, but then also sucks for everyone else that it affected, especially Willie, because there were 2 of the at very least top 5 guys tonight. So
yeah,
I mean, it's dirt track racing. I mean, one little mistake, and especially with these cars, it's surprised that neither of them flipped over. They flip over, and that's race over. At least they were able to come by and finish the race. But yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, but other than that, dude, you had a great run out there. Relevant the whole race, fighting with Nick Nickerson. I was expecting Willie to catch up to you guys. If honestly, if we didn't have those last 2 cautions in the sense of before Nick catching that wall, I was expecting Willie to run you guys down a little bit because he was driving up that field. I was waiting for a battle between you, Willie, and Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky enough in the heat race, after getting tangled with Willie, that I was able to drive back up the field and finish 3rd in the heat, which got me, 5th place starting spot. Unfortunately, Willie, I think it kind of took him out of the heat, or he figured, it
took him
off
out.
That. But that he had to start from 11th. But you've seen he was all the way up to, with all the cautions, he was still all the way up there in I think 3rd or possibly even 2nd at some point. And again, it just hate to see it, but I mean, it's tough. It's tough when this track is nice and wide, but like we said,
there's only so many lines.
Your line is your line in the corner, and if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, it's going to hit you, and that's really what it was. I mean, it looked like Randy kind of pulled the slide job on Willie. He was crossing back over, and he crossed over basically at the wrong time as Nick kind of slid up in front of him.
Yep. Yeah, it happens. Well, man, overall, a good race. I really enjoyed it. I love short track oval, especially with these dirt midgets or any of the rough and tough. I'm not a huge fan of the trucks yet. I think they're a little I don't know. I think they're just too much horsepower on the track. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong. But I love the sprint cars. I love those late models, and I want to see more of them out on the track because they are a blast to see going around.
I appreciate them trying the trucks on dirt. I think they should try more things on dirt, just kind of mix it up and kind of where the drivers really are, because it's totally different. Going into a corner and having a brake and make sure the truck sticks compared to throwing the truck sideways and making sure the truck sticks. It's totally different. But yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. They're not built for dirt, so it's not that easy. I mean, these cars right here, they're that's what they're built for. They're built for dirt, and even the the cars like that where you have the wings, they have so much power, they need the extra downforce.
Yeah.
So this is where it's at. I mean, this is what I like doing right here is a little dirt track racing. Whether it's good or bad, it's always fun.
Exactly. Well, after tonight, we are getting ready for the 87s, but next week we're looking at the super late bottles, Myrtle Beach, the classic, the one and only core classic, Busch Clash. I am excited for that. 125 laps at night at Myrtle Beach. We've always had good racing there, and I think it's going to be another repeat of just good racing and solid driving by a lot of the guys out there.
William, I'm hoping to see see our typical heavy hitters out there. It looks like we were missing Jonathan Platt tonight. I think if he was here, he would have definitely been a contender. I'm sure he's good on. And if he's at Myrtle Beach, he's probably the 2-1 favorite. But
I think he won our first Myrtle Beach too. He won back-to-back both those weeks.
He won last year, I know that, but I think the year before that, I think he finished like second or third. He was still up there, but but yeah, it's always a good race, and it's short track racing, so bumping and banging is going to happen. So it'll be fun for sure.
Well, with that, Carl, thank you for coming up here. Great job in first place. Anyone you want to shout out?
I just want to thank our usual sponsors. I want to thank Joker Graphics for yet again another great paint scheme. I mean, he just chugs them out for me week in, week out, and for anybody that asks, he always puts in all kinds of effort. So definitely look up Josh Billiter if you're looking for an iRacing paint. He does a great job. Other than that, Urbine Machine, TechNet, Mission Car Care, all the guys in here that make it fun every week. I mean, it's whether they have a good time or a bad time, it's we're usually BSing at the end of the night, and either way, it's a good time for everybody, and you for putting it out there. There's hopefully some fans out there that are getting into it, and hopefully they're subscribing to you so we can get that subscriber count up there.
Well, I did make it to the magic 400, so we're working our way up to 500 now. So we'll see how it goes over the summer as we go into fall. But I'm pretty hopeful. We've had a really good year for this being my first year, so we'll see what happens. But once
you heard it out there, get some guys out there, get them to subscribe. Even if you're not catching every race, just subscribe, hit that like button, everything like that. Help them out, man.
Yeah, and also follow some of the drivers. A lot of these guys have an Instagram page that you can follow along with. I know Kevin Foster does, and a couple other guys that they're super into iRacing. But also, we're going to be working a little more of putting some highlights and a little more information about the drivers on here, so you guys can understand a little bit of their background, and also what they like to drive and the cars that they favor, so you can get a little bit behind them and cheer them on as we go into the next race and so on and so forth. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a good night. Don't forget to tune in for Monday night at the 87s. I believe we're going to be doing, give me 1 second as I pull this up for the schedule. We're going to be going to North Wilkesboro. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a blast. I'm excited for that.
Back-to-back short tracks for course. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Short tracks, line them up. Let's go. So tune in for some short track driving as we get going, and then everyone, don't forget to tune in to Tuesday, the launch of DXR, and then Wednesday night we're gonna be coming back with the iRacing short course series with the Pro 4s. So you're gonna have a lot, four days throughout the week of constant action. So please stay with me. I'm doing my best to keep up with it and get this action coming to you guys so we can have constant racing. But with that being said, I hope everyone has a good night. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, and let's kick off the week right.